Welcome everybody to Season 2 of Tabletop IRL, where we're going to be starting off a RIFTS campaign. Starting here on our right with Zach. What kind of character are you playing here in RIFTS?
Hey guys, I'm Zach. Let's see here. I'm a true Atlantean named Sethos. I usually go by Set. I'm level 2, a leyline walker, unprincipled, and I'm with the clan Skolos.
Okay, Micah, how about you? What kind of character are you playing here in RIFTS today?
I am playing a feral dog boy of a golden retriever breed. He's an operator, and he's looking to find money to repair his sort of patchwork robot that he pilots.
Okay, Gabe, you're our newcomer to role-playing. It's your very first time, so tell us about your character.
So I'm playing as a Coalition Special Forces Second Lieutenant. His name's Alexander Davidson, but I go by Lex. I am, what'd you say?
Unprincipled?
Unprincipled, there we go, that word.
Okay.
Yeah, the rest of us are principals, right?
Oh, and this is Hendrix.
I am Hendrix. That is my name. That is the name of my dog boy.
Okay.
My character's surrogate father. What was his name again?
Oh, I came up with something for it too.
It was good. It was
Some
really
Eric
good name.
Mendoza.
Yep, Eric Mendoza. He was this dude who took me in when I was a puppy, and he raised me until like what age? Maybe like 8, 9, in dog years, and
In human years.
in human years. So I was like 10 when this happened, and now I suppose I'm a late adolescent. It was a while ago, but
You were a puppy. I mean, like I said, you were an infant when your parents were killed when they were escaping the Coalition.
but my real parents, like my
Yeah, your actual real biological parents.
Your dog.
You've been raised from like infancy on by this human mechanic.
okay.
And so, like, in dog boy terms, you're probably somewhere between, like, they mature out between 12 to 14. So you're probably, like, in actual physical years, you're like a teenager, but you're fully grown.
Does he have like a racial bias against me?
No, no. Like, if anything, he'd be.
Coalition likes dog boys.
Yeah, they make dog boys. They trust dog boys.
But would
Like,
they
if he
still see
finds
me as
out-
lesser?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll probably use me or try to get me to.
Well, that's another thing. Remember, you
You're
are
also a
human
mechanic.
supremacists. If your character realizes that he's actually not a human from Earth, that's a strike against him. He's a dog boy, but he's cool. But they're just tools, and he's a renegade. Ran away.
We're just a mechanic.
So you're surrounded by
Yeah,
fucking
fix your
traitors
shit. You just
to
do it.
humanity.
I mean,
That
dude,
could be it. And then
as soon as you see me using him on magic
what does
tattoos.
what does your character look like? What do you think? Just like Caucasian? Is he black? Is he?
He's
is he
Hispanic.
Hispanic?
Or it
He's
could
black,
be like
6'4",
it's
bulky as shit.
it's 300 years after a massive apocalyptic event. Like, in my own mind, there's like the modern human ethnicities of North America don't really exist anymore. There's people who kind of look black. There's people who mostly look white. There's people who kind of look Hispanic. But no one's pure blood anymore because, like, the population got so smashed down that everyone's
merged.
descended.
Have
Everyone's
you ever,
descended from some
seen
intermixing at
stuff
some
on
point.
Facebook of like what people kind of look like?
Yeah.
A lot of them look something similar to like Bruno Mars. Have the bigger eyes, the mixture of skin, the weirder hair.
It's like you have to go like way up into Canada to find like pure-blooded white people. You have to go way down into Mexico to find pure-blooded Mexicans. You got to go way up into the deep south to find pure black people anymore. Like everyone's really mixed race by now, but there's still people who generally look black, people who still generally look white, people who still generally look whatever.
So my character is real quick. Is Eric Chavez was killed by a Mendoza. He was killed by an invading feral vampire raid, and my character is a dog boy, so he has like a blood that doesn't really satiate a vampire's thirst. So they just ignored him while they slaughtered his father, and that could actually be. He didn't know this until then, but he knows that they don't give a shit about him. So he's suitable for fighting against vampires. He's got a giant robot, you know. He could. What I was thinking.
The robot's not the useful part, but a lot of dog boys are naturally like geared towards vampire hunting if they want.
Get this.
Hit him with the UV ray.
Holy water, and I was just thinking about this last night. Holy water cannon on the arm for vampire hunting. Like you could just spray, and it would just burn like so many of them.
Then technically,
And it's just a hydro cannon.
You'd
Be
have
a
to talk
walking
to a techno
firefighter.
wizard.
Yeah, it would. And it would be fucking great if I can get that. So
all these things are possible.
Honestly, I would just kind of look for an old-fashioned squirt gun.
that would work as
Fill
well.
it up with holy water and it's kind of...
That's not an uncommon Techno Wizard item.
It's very easy to fix too.
Yeah.
Like Techno Wizards, like
The super soaker, bitch.
Just fix the pump.
Techno Wizards are another one of those classes. They just kind of naturally fall into like being naturally good vampire hunters because they're just good at making devices that people can pick up and use to fight vampires. So
What if you make
globe of sunlight also is helpful as a spell. So if you have a gun that can shoot a globe of sunlight, there's all sorts of things.
Could you torture a vampire, like a head vampire, with holy water, just dripping it on them?
Yes, you can get hold of one. Like master vampires are like insanely powerful, more so than any of your characters would even really be aware of.
So how could we?
It's like beyond our mental capability of understanding.
The Atlantean would know because Atlanteans have had like an ancient history of
recognize
vampires and shit.
by appearance and presence of vampires, vampire intelligence.
Like you'd be aware of the concept that there is such a thing as a vampire intelligence, and beneath that the master vampire, and beneath that the secondary vampires, and beneath that the feral vampires.
But we aren't aware of that.
Not as much, not without like having like your characters go to the trouble to learn the lore kind of thing. And I don't think anyone's got vampire lore as a skill. So
Lex and Seth.
Yeah, you can just call me Set.
Set?
S-E-T. Yeah.
I'm gonna call you Seth.
Whatever.
I'm like I mistaked it. Like I didn't hear it right.
Oh, okay. You do.
Seth is a bit better considering that you're hanging out with someone who got tortured by someone named Set. So
Yeah.
Seth.
Just in
Lex.
case. That one.
Seth, meet Seth.
Well, it's
totally
like
random.
what's her name?
could've been a bloodhound.
Katrina, Catherine.
I was thinking about
Katrina.
that, but
Katrina.
Yeah, she was
You just
She
want
was
to
called
go
Cat.
over.
so you know how dogs
That's what Sundance
have
calls her.
a second or sixth sense kind of deal? At least in modern. Or at
Wait,
least
so
in
is he only
modern
seeing Shades of Grey?
No.
colorblind?
Okay, I was about to say, how would that work with mechanics?
No. He
It's
does
like,
have
wait,
color
which wire?
vision.
Which wire? God damn it.
Dogs aren't really
Stripes or
colorblind
solid?
in that way either. That's
No,
just
they
a
just,
simple way
they
to
don't have
portray it.
multiple color. Can't they see in like shade of green? Or is that deer and stuff?
They can see.
Maybe. Oh, deer apparently can't see like bright orange and shit.
Yeah, that turns to green for them. They don't have a red color.
Like they just don't have the same rods and cones.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
Okay. So, for the viewing audience, and just to review for everyone here again, RIFTS Earth, in the late 21st century, a series of unrelated disasters all occurred at the same time, causing a chain reaction that destroyed old civilization, brought the age of magic roaring back, and has opened up gateways across the world, allowing all sorts of alien and magical beings to enter Earth. There was a 200-year dark age where civilization was pretty much entirely ground to dust. Humanity barely managed to cling on and survive, and this is now 100 years after the end of that dark age, and civilization is starting to flourish once again. But it's no longer the same Earth as it was. Specifically, we're starting off on Monday, the 15th of March, in the year 110 of the post-apocalyptic calendar. Your characters are in West Pecos, the land once known as Texas, approaching a small town called Little Eden, where your
15.
new employers, Sundance and Cat, have brought you on a mission where they're working for some contacts in the black market to discover the identity of the manufacturer of these strange new alien weapons that have been appearing in the Pecos Empire that seem to fuel themselves off the blood of the user.
Oh.
So right off the bat, we're going to start off. Everyone roll your initiative for this game session. I do a house rule where I just do a session-wide initiative roll instead of rolling initiative for every combat encounter. So Gabe,
14.
plus 1 is 15.
15.
15, and you don't get any bonuses to initiative.
That's with the bonus. I got
Okay.
a +2.
So
Yeah.
you both get 15s?
I got 3.
Okay.
No bonus.
Alright, so Gabe and Micah both roll 20-sided die, and whoever gets higher has the higher initiative.
2.
18.
Okay, so
19. You got
Alright,
it.
Oh, no, don't add your bonuses to this one. This
He's
is
got
this is
18,
just
he's
the
got
tiebreaker.
17.
Okay, so I'm just going to give Gabe a 16 then, since
He's
16, 15, 3. Alright. So, which one of these has the map on it? Here we are. y'all are rolling up out of town. You're coming in right around here. It's about 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah, that's the trail.
Yeah.
Am I in the robot?
Yeah.
Cool.
You're all pulling up. Those of you on hover cycles, you have your power armor suit. You come up to a stop. Sundance and Cat want to talk to y'all before you head into town. He tells you that Kat's going to head off south. She's going to be checking out the ley line nexus down here south of town. He's going to go ahead and ride into town first. He wants y'all to wait a little bit and then follow in on your own. It's up to y'all how you want to approach. The idea here is to get in, find out the name of the manufacturer of these weapons, and see if you can find out any information about how these weapons are being moved into the Pecos Empire. That's the extent of it. From what he knows, there's a bunch of gangs in this town. They're all hanging out because there's some weapon sellers here. Try not to get any fights. There's a bunch of perfectly lovely civilians around here that do not need all this kind of trouble in their midst.
Yeah,
and
sort
it's
of flown in under the radar.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at the same time, you have a gigantic 30-foot tall robot, and before he takes off, that's the thing he suggests to y'all, that y'all need to figure out if you're going to be walking in with the robot, obviously, or if you're going to try to stash it somewhere. Do any of y'all want to ask Sundance any questions before he rides off into town on his hover cycle?
Do you know any places that we could potentially hide this robot of mine?
Well, unfortunately, we're out here in the Badlands of the Trans-Pecos Bend, so there's not much right here in the near vicinity. There's no garages. There does seem to be a junkyard of some sort down here.
Okay, so
We can
If you look at
Just throw it in the
location,
junkyard, just throw a couple things on top of his mech
Tarp.
suit.
Yeah, find a tarp or something and rope.
No?
Okay.
so
Does anyone even have a tarp in their inventory?
I've got rope.
Everyone's got a rope.
Nice.
you have next to no inventory because you only have what you can carry on you in your robot power armor suit. It's not like the power armor suit's got a backpack on or anything.
Alright, I don't think there's anything we need to ask him except for, got the junkyard and,
I can lock her up too, right?
where should we meet up with him?
He tells you you'll be able to find him at the Little Eden Cantina.
Little Eden Cantina. Alright, someone make sure they write that down. And... Alright, we're gonna start searching around. What's the... We're looking for,
What is that, Europe?
black market. Or, I'm sorry. Who's selling the guns?
I'm trying to discover the name of the manufacturers. Just the name.
Name of the
Because,
manufacturer.
the gun sellers themselves are not the manufacturers necessarily. They're just the people selling the
The
equipment.
person creating it.
Yeah.
Where should we look?
Alright, well first we need to get, that hidden.
Alright.
Okay, so like I said, you can walk it further out into the desert somewhere randomly, but there's really not much in the way of anything with cover. I mean, most of this is kind of flat land. There's this little line of cliff here, as you see, where the lines kind of drop down. It's kind of forming a natural barrier, but then it rises back up into a small mountain, which is what they just call the hill.
Yeah, I say we just, leave it next to the junkyard. It'll probably look like a scrap of junk. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Hopefully someone doesn't fucking come and like steal my fucking arm or whatever. It's just bolted on with whatever.
Okay.
Well,
if it's in a junkyard,
Yeah.
just hope it's junk. Somebody just thinks
I can
it's
crouch
junk.
it down and try to like
Yeah.
nestle it, hide it out.
Okay. So you're gonna proceed down the trail and head to the junkyard.
Yes.
As a group.
Yes.
All right. Are you just walking along on your armor? Do you have your helmet on? Or you said you got a suit of flying armor here. You gonna fly around, scout around, or are you just gonna stroll along?
I'm just strolling along.
Okay.
Helmet off.
And are you going to be cruising on your hover bike, or are you going to leave it? Your hover bike does have a remote control function where you can, like leave it somewhere and summon it to you and shit.
Ooh.
I'm gonna keep it on me just in case.
Two passengers?
I think only one.
No, yeah, they're small. You
Yeah,
can
it's a
read
small
up on,
bike. Has
on
plenty
that
of
in this book.
utilities though, plenty of like weapons and whatnot.
Little stashes and stuff. That's cool.
If you need to look at any details on that thing, because it does have some interesting special features.
Let's see.
Okay. Well, the junkyard is pretty big. It's like almost like about a mile across.
Okay.
Big piles of like wrecked vehicles, old robots, all sorts of just random pieces. The outside of it is like a bunch of stacked vehicles forming a wall around it with like a central gate of sorts, even though there's no doors in it. There is a battle cat, which is a feline version of a dog boy, guarding the entrance as y'all approach. She comes out.
Someone else want to take this? I'm not the best at talking.
Well, you're in your vehicle for right now. You haven't. You're in the robot. Until you declare that you've stopped, turned off your car, and have gotten out. They're the only two that can really interact with her unless you're going to talk with her over the loudspeaker.
I want to get off my cycle. I want to go up and talk to her, so you can stay. They both stay in the robots.
Okay. Well, like I said, she's this battle cat, a humanoid, tall, lovely female cat with lynx kind of features and big, pointed, tall ears and that kind of
like
fluffy shit on the side of her cheeks.
Almost like a speckle pattern.
Yeah.
All right.
And she's wearing like repainted dog boy style body armor, which is mainly, it's not a full suit, it's just like a little helmet, skull cap, some chest pieces, and
That's
some
for the junkyard, right?
Yeah.
All right.
For the junkyard. She's got a rifle. She comes out. She's like, what? Great, more gangsters.
We're not gangsters.
We're just here.
Actually, y'all are.
Oh.
Technically we are.
Alright, I guess we are now.
Alright. How do y'all want to play this real quick?
Just ask if we can come in. We have to come in and stash the bot.
They can't really talk to you because you're in the robot.
Alright.
So it's up to
those two.
Gabe and Zach have a chance to confer with each other, or one of you just jumps in and starts talking to the lady.
Is there a sun shield on the robot? Like on the glass?
There is no glass. You watch everything through monitors and sensors.
Oh.
Yeah, because
if someone blows out your sensor eyes, you're blind in there. There's no windows.
Is there a hatch?
You're in a compartment on the inside of the chest.
Wait, do they have
There's 2 hatches.
Do they have radio contact through mech suits?
Yeah, y'all can. Yeah, I mean, y'all two can communicate via radio. Also, you do have external microphones, so like you can hear what's going on outside, and you can speak through a amplification system, a loudspeaker.
So I see I have 18 mental endurance. Is there a way that we can like talk our way into giving her hush money and letting us use her junkyard to stash the robot?
You don't know exactly what her disposition is. She just comes out through the gate as y'all come up to this junkyard, holding a rifle, and she's like, "Oh, great, more gangsters."
Say, hey, we're not here to really do anything. We just wanted to quickly stash something here on our way into town. Is that okay?
She looks up at the robot, like, stash what exactly?
And just point to the big mech suit and kind of slap it, hoping nothing falls off.
Pop, pop.
Soda can. It's a big tin can.
Yeah, right in like a leg compartment or something beneath some armor plating I left there.
Okay, well, I'll have to talk to the junk master, but I guess if y'all want to park it here for a nominal fee, we could let you. I guess it is nicer than just taking this big lunking piece of junk into town with y'all. Y'all are here for the gun girls, aren't you?
The gun girls.
Indeed we are. Indeed we are.
Alright, well.
Would you happen to know where they'd be?
Oh yeah, they're in the center of town at the mini golf. I guess if you want, just follow me in. She turns around, starts walking off into the center of the thing. There's enough space that you'd be able to walk the robot through the gate and down this central path of all these very neatly stacked and organized stacks of junk.
So it's not really junk, it's more like a recycling plant.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's where all the junk is taken and sorted, and the parts that can be salvaged get salvaged, and the rest just sits there. So,
I wonder if they sell parts.
I'm
sure they do. I'm sure they sell parts, and I can use for my.
This is a junkyard, yeah. Okay. As you walk along, you got the highest perception bonuses. You notice there's here and there poking out from the junk some sort of DB life, little goblin-like creatures here and there peeking out to look at y'all, except they've painted themselves in chalk and charcoal to kind of have a similar look to Psystalkers. Psystalkers are a tribe of mutant humans that evolved during the Cataclysm, who feed off of supernatural energies, and so they're naturally inclined to hunt and kill the supernatural because they feed off the release of psychic energy when they kill something magical and stuff. They're commonplace. The Coalition actually uses them. They're one that, like Dog Boys, Psy Stalkers are also a rare exception on their policies towards mutants because they're extremely handy. And there are known to be like a large tribe of Psy Stalkers that lives along the Rio Grande. But as to why these little goblin dudes are painted like Psy Stalkers, who knows? So
I want to ask the Lynx chick about the little troll guys, asking her just like, how they doing? Like, what are they here for?
No, that's Ying's gang. It's just Psy Goblins from Del Rio. Their boss is talking with the Junk Master about something. I don't really want to go into it. It's not my business. I'm just security.
Just make sure they stay away from his mech.
Oh yeah, they're not here to steal or anything. They're here on business.
How much is it?
Yeah, how much would it be to store it? Just
per day? Per week?
Yeah.
You haven't asked the Junk Master yet.
Go ask.
Still need to get there.
Like towards the back of the junkyard, there's a proper little like wooden building with a big garage bay and a smaller little section of offices and some living quarters. And there's an old woman wearing like a mechanic's outfit, overalls, that kind of thing. And she's like at a table outside on the porch, having some tea and arguing with another one of these little Psy Goblins that are painted up. Except he's a bit taller and he's got like some interesting piercings and stuff. He seems to be the leader.
When the machine walks, is it really clunky and like?
It's clunkier than it should be because it's such a like junk robot. But normally the robots in this setting move pretty fluidly.
So
it's fluidly, but it grinds.
Yeah, I mean you're able to run up to 60 or 70 miles an hour, I believe. So that's not that clunky. Albeit some of that is just the length of the leg strides. So it's not like it's pelting like Usain Bolt or something like that. But no, yeah, like these are fluid robots designed to fight giant monsters. They can't do that if they're all Robbie the Robot kind of stuff. So
not getting the Robo Punch.
So anyway, the old lady drinking tea and arguing with the Psy Goblin is the Junk Master.
Oh.
She's the one in charge.
Let's just drop off this box.
Of this
pay them and see what
junkyard.
Get into town.
You go to her. Hello, young maiden. We have questions for you. How much is it to store this clunk of junk?
Good Lord!
You just insult my robot.
Yeah, I don't even see
She
my motorcycle.
puts her tea down and gets up and comes over to the foot of the robot. She's like examining it. This thing's been through hell and back. Well, I mean, you just want to park it here for how long?
And just
maximum of a week, nothing more.
I guess like 1,000 credits, or maybe some sort of reasonable trade can be arranged. Are you sure you don't want this thing fixed?
Can you fix it?
Needs some work.
Yeah, I mean,
to a degree.
I can't hear her, right?
Yeah, you can. You have external pickups.
You
You're still in your robot until you come out.
Like,
so how much would it cost for you to fix the mech while we're gone for the week?
Oh, it depends on what you want. I mean, that's per system. That's a different conversation. And outside a game, y'all wouldn't have the kind of money on hand right now for that kind of shit. She's just making conversation.
Nice.
Because it's this big junky robot. She's a little like, oh,
That's good to know.
it appeals to her.
she wants
What's
to
her
fix
name
it.
again?
She's just called the Junk Master, but you haven't been introduced to her properly yet. Well, I guess maybe the cat whose name you haven't gotten yet. It says, okay, well, this is the Junk Master.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you all. I'm Sethos. This is Lex. This is Hendrix and the big old mech. Hendy, come out. Come out.
Oh, if you want to, like, there's a space, like, maybe 40 yards away in between two stacks that, like, she indicates that you can go walk the robot over there and park it, power it down.
Yeah, just
okay.
Sits there in a fetal position.
and then the hatch clinks open, and then
No, there's a front hatch, and there's also an emergency back hatch, where the front hatch will pop out, a little ladder will extend, you pop out.
Okay, so it's almost like Titanfall then.
yeah, a little bit.
Both Cat and both the Junk Master and the Battle Cat are a little taken aback when they see a dog boy crawl out of the robot instead of a human pilot.
And on my approach,
And,
I
like,
noticed the cat.
The Battle Cat's ears kind of flatten, and she just gives you this like, "What's going on here?" kind of look.
I noticed that too.
The Junk Master just seems more generally curious. It's like, "Oh wow, didn't know dog boys did this kind of stuff."
I'm eyeballing the cat with my ears a little aware. Just just eyeballing, not really doing anything threatening.
You're just like
just
pushing
alert.
it back, just like.
Okay, well, let's see. Like I say, you want to store that here. Let's say like 500 credits for a week, unless you got something that I might find worth trading in similar value. In other words, if any of y'all have black market items, you can use those as
I've
substitutes.
got roughly 7,000 black market items.
What?
Right, well, if you want
Does the
want
contraband
some old
movies,
DVDs?
let's say, does contraband
Or you got some
movies or
alien
some
shit from Phase World, like some
I got some old
pamphlets?
mixtapes.
I got that contraband music.
You can hash something out.
Uh,
Alright, well, I guess
Can you
deduct, if you're gonna pay for it, deduct 500 from your black market items, or you can split it up amongst you and the dog. Gabe, I don't believe, has anything like that.
I don't think so.
Black
It'd
market
be in your
credits
equipment
is what you're referring
page.
to, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
How much you got?
I got 8,000.
8,000? Yeah, you pay for it.
Yeah, I'll pay for it. It's my robot. I'll pay for it.
This would not be it. So this is
Alright.
it.
I'll get you a bowl of milk or something.
I
The
don't
dog
have-
master like whaps the battle cat as the dog boy walks up. He's like, "Tabby, quit being rude."
And I smirk with a shitty
Tabby.
grin.
Is there a way that
The
I
old lady
can,
with her cat.
Is there a way that I can offer 100 black market items?
I already paid for it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Alright,
you're
cool.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm still looking at my
I
items.
want to ask her
okay.
real quick if she has anything of interest that she's trying to just get rid of right now.
Get rid of no.
Or it's like a buy offer.
Yeah, anything for sale.
No?
We just sell refurbished parts. I'm trying to negotiate something out with these here Psy Goblins so they can finally get out of my hair. And otherwise, I'm just trying to stay out of trouble.
What are Psy Goblins trying to get out of it?
Oh, I don't know if I should really get into that. I mean, it is kind of a clientele kind of relationship thing going on. I'm helping them out with a project. I should also keep them out of the town's hair too. So
Don't price that.
I assume y'all are in here like the other gangs in town to buy some of these weapons that the gun girls have been selling, huh?
That is exactly.
Yeah?
So they're called the Gun Girls. Now we know that. That's the name of them.
Oh, great. Good luck with that.
Well, thank you very much. We'll be happy to keep in contact and hopefully see you again soon.
I just want these people out of my town, so
Causing trouble? They causing trouble.
Because of trouble.
you could say that. Just like,
Stirring shit.
no offense, guys, but like, you know, our town, we have water. We've had an arrangement for years now that Pecos bandits will come in. We'll let them trade with our water. They might sell us some stuff, and they go on their way and leave us the hell alone. They don't rough up our citizens. They don't start a bunch of big fights. No one's had any conflicts over control of the town in years.
What's the name of it?
But now, these damn gun girls come into town, selling these fucking vampire weapons, and now we got at least 6 major gangs all parked here for weeks on end now, rubbing shoulders. There's been fights. There's been a couple of deaths. And yeah, I'd like to get this over with. It's the only reason why I'm dealing with these Psy Goblins is because it keeps them out of town, because that's just one other faction of people that we just don't need here threatening
How big's your gang?
these families.
Yeah, how big's the gang?
Which gang?
The Gun
No.
Girls.
Yeah.
The Gun Girls?
No.
They're not really a gang. They're just they're
Yeah,
some
they're
wandering weapon sellers. It's 3 young ladies. They got a big creature that they call the Brute, and the operation is run by someone called Madam Maggie, but no one's ever seen her because she just stays in her tent. So only one ever deals with the 3 gun girls, who are all ridiculously lovely, bouncy, giggly, manipulative, kind of hot women.
So the ones that obviously
Worse.
people are going to want to buy guns from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've seen Cowboy Bebop?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like the cowboy girl with the big tits that's in the ads for bounties? Think that, but even like more skimpily dressed and
So-
Daisy Dukes and just cleavage everywhere. Like, hey guys, come and buy our guns. This is the kind of operation that's selling this shit.
Sex sells.
Yeah, it does.
Exactly. Mad Maggie's Gun Girls.
Mad Maggie's Gun Girls.
So should we
alright.
report to Sundance at the Little Eden Cantina? Tell her that we know the name of these
It's
people.
not the people making it, it's people selling it. We need to find the people making it.
I mean, I'm sure he probably would have also likely found out the name of the people selling the guns just as quickly as y'all did, so...
Well, if we take care of these little scion gangs, can you give us information on where the guns are coming from?
I wouldn't know. I haven't even looked at any of them.
We'd probably have to go through the gangs or through the gun girls, see who they go for. You'd probably need to talk to Madam Maggie, but she's always
there. If we just see
are y'all talking about this out loud in front of her?
I mean, I was kind of like asking, like,
Here.
which way do the guns come in and which way do they normally leave, so we have a way of...
They haven't been here that long. The gun girls showed up about 3 weeks ago, and as of 2 weeks ago, Big Bill from the Crush Kill clan showed up. A couple of gangsters out of El Paso from the biker gang called the Hammer showed up. We got the Trogs also from El Paso are here.
Shit. So there's a lot of people in town. We should probably.
But the real the big problem is Zamzax and his Hell Riders. They have been providing security for the gun girls since they showed up, and they're probably the ones that have been terrorizing the town the most.
Let's talk to the gun girls, just friendly, see what they have to sell. Maybe we can get some information from them.
Here, actually, I want to talk to her real quick. I am going to be leaving my bike here after all.
Okay.
I feel like it's decently safe, and I trust her enough.
It's small enough. You can just park it right there between the robot's legs and
keep it
no extra charge. Yeah.
I'm going to go look around.
You've rented the space for the robot after all.
I'm parking my bike between your legs.
Sounds good.
Okay, so
I'm going to go search for salvage.
Cool.
You're going to go look around in the junkyard?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything specific you're looking for?
I don't think there's anything.
Yeah.
Are you just poking around?
Just poking around.
All right.
Pass the time.
You're looking around.
You're a quick
peeking into like a car window, and one of the side goblins like pops up, and you'll startle each other.
Shit myself in my body armor suit.
Oh, good thing it just filters. Here, can I use a perception roll to look around and see if I see anything that's like super shiny? No.
I mean, there's shiny stuff all around. Like something more specific than that in terms of what you're looking for.
Crystalline thing.
Anything made out of crystal.
Yes.
You can make a roll, sure.
Did I notice anything?
8.
Plus, you have a bonus of +1 to perception.
Yeah.
You don't notice anything
Alright.
exotic in that way.
Did I notice anything that could possibly be used in the repair for my bot?
Oh, there's tons of shit.
All right.
It's a fucking junkyard.
That's
I
what
said
I-
there's even like derelict robot parts and stuff.
And I got an eye for it too. Like,
So I'm just looking.
This is also potentially like you can potentially sell yours to this lady.
ooh, that.
Potentially, but then you'd be losing the...
Well, the thing is, this bot is worth. It's still worth a ton, even though it's kind of patchy because people like to rebuild them all the time. And so, if we do need the money, and because my goals are not really with the robot, they're more underlying with fucking up the vampire hordes and such.
So you don't care what cost it takes, you're going after the
If
vampires.
I need to, but the robot is an asset as of now.
Alright. So your main deal is vampires.
As of now, like
Alright.
I'm just searching for money to see if I can make a bot that's worthwhile.
Something that'll really get you where you need to. Alright. And
Alright, so y'all are.
so are you gonna keep the suit or what's going on?
I'm going to keep the suit.
Yeah, you can just walk around on it. You can even take your helmet off so that you can still like see
I'm
your
gonna
face
say-
and stuff. You're just.
I was going to say, as we were coming to the town, I was going to say, the
What?
junkyard helmet off.
Can I make a? Is there anything wrong with his suit that I could see?
No, his equipment is brand spanking new. Like kind of standing
line.
out by like he's just like someone just like loaded him up with just a completely like new set of like northern gun gear.
You're the guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're guarding us.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so anything else y'all want to do before you head on off from the junkyard, which is called the Pile?
The pile.
That's what the local people call the junkyard. It's the Pile.
I
just recheck my inventory, see if I still got everything, see if I'm fully loaded, good to go.
Okay.
Alright, so he's double checking this stuff. I want to ask her real quick if there's anything that she needed our help with while we're over here, or if it's all cool.
What kind of help? I mean, what can y'all do? Besides having a dog boy that pilots a robot, which is kind of weird.
Well, for instance, I want to use a magic perception, see if I can see anything with any magic aura around it.
Okay, so you're going to focus down and use your sense magic energy.
I got a 2. What is with my roll?
Well, she's herself has
Either way.
You're not going to roll well in terms of seeing specific stuff, but you can. She's right in front of you. She's got a hefty amount of magic energy in her. The Psy Goblins glow a little bit too, and there you do detect magic stuff coming from her garage. The big wooden building with the bay and all that kind of stuff.
So it's all in the garage.
Yeah, there's magic items in the building, and she herself seems to have like a decent reservoir of potential magic energy in her herself. In a way, because your character's not like a complete fresh scrub, you would recognize it as like she doesn't come across like she's emanating energy on the levels of like a supernatural being that's shape-shifted, might be radiating, but she's a magic user of some side.
Yeah, she has some capability of magic, so she could be a techno wizard.
Yeah, because she's a magic user running a junkyard, and there's magic items in her junkyard office.
Alright, someone write down that she is potential techno wizard.
What's her name?
She's just called the Junk Master. That's all that she's been.
Techno
That's all that she's been introduced as so far.
Alright, I want to go up to her and quietly ask her if she knows of any techno wizard capable items.
Whoa, it's actually my specialty, son. It's why I got thrown out of the pump operators. Is because I started studying how to intermix magic with technology, and the rest of the pump guild doesn't approve of that. They want to stick with old-fashioned mechanics to keep the town running, and that's why I'm exiled out here to the pile.
Fascinating.
But what kind of stuff do you need? What are you looking to get into? Like, I thought y'all are just here to buy guns and go.
I was looking for something for potential vampire slaying. Do you have anything along those lines?
Oh, I got a bunch of simple, basic vampires hunting equipment, of course.
Co-protector.
Water guns, all sorts of stuff. Let's see.
We can find a water gun.
Holy water gun.
That's what I'm saying. We need to find a water gun.
Holy water's hard to find, right?
You wouldn't be able to use it because you're neither psychic nor magic using, so you don't have the power to pump up and use a techno wizard item. But both of y'all can use techno wizard items because they either require a use of your inner strength points from psychic abilities, or you have to spend PPE. And as a non-magic user, non-psychic, you have neither.
Okay.
Here you go.
Doesn't matter.
Useless.
No, you're not useless. You get that power armor.
Got the capability.
Okay, well, she leads you into the main office of the side of the building that's for business and not the large garage. And there's pages upon pages. She's got like a whole catalog, shelves full of basic vampire fighting magic items. The prices there are, we'll just go with the prices as listed.
Silver-plated blades.
Size, sickle, silver stake, sword.
Anything made of silver is twice the price. Silver is a hot commodity right now.
Okay.
Let's see. I could use one of those. Just in case. So all I got is a wrench.
If you can even afford the stuff too. And like I said, you wouldn't be able to use any techno wizard items. You're just watching around.
I can still pitch in though if it's a useful item for them. I can pitch in.
Yeah.
Could I get a knife? A silver-plated knife?
How much does it cost?
Let's see.
You said it's double price? Cost 500 credits.
Times 10 for silver plating.
So
5,000.
So it's
5,000 for a silver-plated knife. Like I said, silver is like in high demand.
You said it was a double price, so it'd be 10,000, right?
Okay, so the normal price is 500 times 10.
Times 10 would be
5,000 times 2. Yeah, 10,000 for a silver-plated knife.
I'm sorry.
Like silver is in high demand.
That was a fireman's axe, or any large axe.
50 credits times 20.
A knife small.
A small hand axe or a butcher's knife.
The knife, smaller shank, includes pocket knives, throwing spikes, other blades that can fit in the pocket or easy to conceal. Cost 40 credits times 10.
So
times
that's
400
times 800. If you have 800 credits.
Okay.
I guess it's something that you can stealth and hide away.
All right. Well, you can add that to your equipment. Write down relevant stats for the knife. I don't think you have a skill for weapon proficiency for a knife.
Oh shit, maybe I shouldn't buy it.
See what weapon proficiency you have.
You have blunt and energy pistols. If you can find like a silver hammer or a club or something like that, a blunt weapon would be more specifically handy because then you'd get combat bonuses.
Polearms, throwing,
and then you haven't even gotten into the wacky realm of all the water pistols and stuff. There's multiple pages of vampire hunting gear there.
Silver bullets. Ooh, I might actually see what those are.
Yeah, you can get ammunition for your pistol, and suddenly your relatively useless SDC pistol is handy against vampires and other things that are vulnerable to silver. Because your character is familiar with all the coalition combat information on various types of demons and devils, and quite a few of them are vulnerable to silver. It's why vampire hunters are kind of
How much for some bullets?
How much for some bullets? Let's see. Cost of silver bullets: a single small caliber silver bullet, coated bullets cost 50 credits.
Each?
Caliber,
per bullet?
I guess.
Pardon my French.
Alright, well then double that too, so it's $100, 100 credits per bullet.
I can't afford a lot of those.
Silver is very, 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 very in demand right now because there's a war against the vampire kingdoms in Mexico right now, and also the advent of the Minion War means Northern Gun and the Coalition are buying up as much silver as they possibly can off the North American market.
It's all scarce.
Yeah, so for regular Joe average operations,
50 credits per round.
Dang. Well, we're not going to be fighting any vampires anytime soon.
You're not here to fight vampires anyway, but like I said, silver is useful for other things too.
And they do actually have a wood blunt.
Wood blunt?
Yeah. And wood is good against vampires, correct?
Wood?
Stakes are if you go.
Can be.
Yeah.
Let's see. Blunt weapons are generally 1 or 2 pieces of wood.
I said vampires are weird. They're vulnerable to some of the strangest, most innocent shit, but otherwise they're fucking indestructible and will tear you right out of your robot and rip you to shreds. But if you dunk them in running water, they're dead.
Right? They're in a stream, just...
There's a river here. Hold them down!
Dude, you could just use an axe handle or a shovel handle made of wood, and that, like, just ordinary wood, and that'll do double damage.
Yeah, so if like have a spear or anything, just like
shoot with a shovel.
Yeah. A bow or part of a bow and arrow could be used to hit
a crossbow with wooden stakes.
Best when unstrung. So like a mace, a cudgel, a war club, a staff, a stake, obviously, tonku. I could just buy a stake.
No?
Just buy
He has stakes. He has 6 stakes and a mallet.
Mind if
Like I said, like
I'll hand you some stakes, and if you want the stakes, I'll give you the
I'm a
stakes.
dog. I love steak.
Oh my god, never mind. Let's redo this. Let's redo the whole thing again. We gotta start over.
Game over. We quit.
Game over. I'm going home.
he loves steak. Alright, well, you see she's got a wide variety of vampire fighting techno-wizardry items that y'all just really can't afford, but if you get some money together and you feel like you need some silver bullets or something like that, you know where you can go get some, at least in the local area.
And don't act like you can't buy it. Just look at it and ponder, like, so you don't look like a poor person.
This is nice. This is nice. I don't need these yet, though. I was just making sure. We'll come back. Alright, so...
Alright.
Did everything we want to do. Say we head into town.
Yep.
Alright.
Let's do this.
It's about a mile stroll into town, so it's probably going to be like 4:30-ish by the time you get into town. Like, you're going to have to come in through, see where location A is, where the pile is. You're going to have to walk in through the main street, which is Canal Street, which leads to the center of town. Bunch of quaint little adobe buildings, like made out of, like, you know, locally fired bricks and stuff. Very little in the way of mega damage structures. There doesn't seem to be any kind of central power grid. The streets are dirt, well packed and often traveled dirt, but it's not concrete or paved in any sort of way. Not everyone seems to have vehicles. The whole region is surrounded by like large commune farms that are fed by all the canals that come out from the pump station on the side of the mountain. The first big building you come across is location B, which is the Wilkes. It's a general store. There's a sign on it that says Wilkes. That's a neon, but it's like flickering and old. And hanging from the overhang, very publicly, is the body of somebody, of a man, who's been hung from a noose and just hanging out there in front of the store. And on the porch of the store, in front of the doors, there's a Psy-Cola machine.
I say we have Mikey go inside to scope it out.
Okay.
See what's going on.
I want to ask someone on the street first about what's going on.
The town's pretty quiet. You might see a few twitches of like curtains from buildings open and close as y'all pass through, but no one seems to be coming out.
All right.
There's
So we
little in the way of,
Remain passive.
or everyone's staying indoors. It doesn't
Staying away from the gangs that are currently ravaging the town.
Yeah.
Which we technically are.
Yeah.
One.
Which makes
You
sense.
kind of look like one too.
Hang on, I gotta find something.
Big ass power armor suit.
Power armor, you got a dog boy
Yeah.
holding a wrench like a badass. Just
Well, I just sort of
how
have.
big is
I
that?
will fix
I
your
have
car.
I keep my hammer and like on my tool belt, so I always have like a tool belt with little tools and all that, and I have a little bag.
Okay, good. And you actually basically get to see this scene from this picture right here. There's a Psy-Cola machine, and there's a Larmac, which is a common type of DB, which is basically like a squat little reptilian
Fat,
type
lazy
guy.
reptiloid.
Yeah, they're fairly common in civilized areas. And he's not drinking it. He's like passed out in front at the foot of the machine, and there's a couple empty cans by his hands. And then there's the main door that's switching door that lets into the store.
He seems to be the only one that's outside and not in the street.
He's sleeping, and he's like maybe like 10, 15 feet away from this just dead corpse that's just hanging from a noose in front of the general store.
So I guess
I want to
wake his ass up.
push this guy over and grab a Psy-Cola.
Well, the cans are empty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guy drank them all. That's
I guess we beat this guy up and try to flush him out of all his
He's
cans.
passed himself out on Psy-Cola.
I might get DB herpes.
Whatever. Let's
What?
go inside. Screw this guy.
Go inside, guns blazing.
Toss
Straight
a
up.
can on the guy.
Just laying down lead at everybody in there.
No.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Never. We're gonna eat it so quickly. Total party kill.
Total party.
Immediately. That's how this game is. Like you can just be walking one sec and then your head's off.
A random railgun bullet shoots.
If you
through
do
the
not
bar.
happen to notice though that the sign on the Psy-Cola machine is 20 credits a can.
20 credits a can.
Yeah.
So if this is
It's a legal
multiplied by
contraband.
10, so I'll take a can. It's fine. It's empty.
If there's 20 credits a can, roughly how many cans would you say are on the ground? Like 20
Like
or so?
3.
Three?
Yeah.
I mean, there's 60
Stash those.
credits in the machine.
Probably more. It's heavily secured and it is made out of MDC materials.
No, let's fucking. Let's just go inside.
Yeah.
Stroll in.
I guess-
Can you go inside with this mech suit?
No, the doors for this are not big enough for the mech suit. So you either have to stay outside and
Okay.
keep an eye on shit, or
Sit outside, camp out the house's windows and
Alright,
shit.
keep going down the street a little bit and just
Kick rocks,
spot.
I guess. Just
Yeah.
walk and look.
We'll pair up. You're safe, but us.
I guess I walk down the street and sit off in an alleyway and wait.
all right. Well,
just
you have the higher initiative, so we'll deal with you first. Strolling down the street, there's not like a bunch of alleyways. Like I said, this is a small town. There's a couple of large buildings along the main walkway. To your left, as you go down, it's mostly a canal that flows along it. The Wilkes is one of the few buildings that's on the left-hand side of the street. On the right-hand side is some houses. But further up, there's a large, very nice-looking wooden hotel. There's a glitter boy suit that's standing in front of it. Looks to be graffitied from a distance. You can see some people hanging around out in front of the hotel, too.
Okay, so I guess I'll walk up and make conversation, start asking questions.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
we're
know,
looking for.
Yeah.
We're looking for the gun girls. To see if we can get in
Look for
touch.
the gun girls.
here. Y'all aren't in suits anymore, so y'all aren't in contact, are y'all?
Well, you don't.
You're
have
in,
a radio.
you're in
I'm
a
in a
suit.
suit, yeah.
You're in a suit, but he's not, so the suits aren't connected.
I don't have a radio.
And yeah, I don't got a radio either. So
We'll see him.
Well, out
Okay.
front,
we'll go back in a little bit.
like I said, there's a suit of glitter boy armor that's parked in front of the hotel. As you get closer, you can see some power lines running out to its feet. Apparently, that's keeping it charged. There's no one in it. It's just on standby.
It's been stationary.
Someone has painted a large penis on its chest,
Oh, nice.
and the slang of humans rule and DBs go home.
I guess I giggle and kind of push it over as a stretch. I don't want to do that. I guess I giggle because if I saw another tech suit or another mech suit with a penis on it, I think I'd giggle and like.
You have a common.
Ask somebody about it.
And also like and the humans rule.
Yeah.
It's just kind of cheesy. On the porch there is a fairly attractive human woman wearing like this leather biker outfit, and she's got a big black eye. And with her is this other DB alien squeezed into a leather biker outfit, although it looks kind of ridiculous because he's a slurp. Slurps are another fairly known species. Let me find a picture. Where the fuck? Too many books. Where's DBs in North America?
And what is the name of
slurp?
this
Semi-humanoid gelatinous slugman.
Yeah.
What is the name of this town again?
Little Eden.
Little Eden.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, here we are.
I think one of those might have just turned off.
It's desert, right?
It's not really desert. It's more like a wasteland where there's shit here and there, but it's a lot of arid ground.
I'm gonna say a lot of it's
It's West Texas Badlands. It's arid, dry, cracked earth.
We just started rebuilding it,
like Austin to El Paso type stuff.
Okay. Like they just started getting like civilization back up and running.
But
so
not in this area. Like I said, most of North America is open wilderness.
So,
here and there you have cities, and they're relatively safe within the bounds of those cities, but you don't have like the big widespread plots of land and fences everywhere. Like most of it's just open wilderness again.
Yeah.
Pretty much just owned by the animals that live there.
Or
Okay.
TVs, but
I'm gonna say, so the way how I'm kind of picturing town is, it's not really like a sunny stroll through town here. It's gonna be more of like a sandy, murky,
kind of like what.
Oh, the town itself
deserty
is
kind of
nice.
feel,
Like,
but it's not the desert, you know.
Well, like I said, the town is all basically built around this old water pump station that was found by a group of operators, and that's where all the water for the canals and the farms comes from. So they're just pumping water from some aquifer deep underground. Otherwise, the nearest closest water source would be head south far enough to actually reach the Rio Grande.
Okay.
But there's like no other things around here. So you're in the middle of a desert, and as you get to this close enough, you see the mountain, and then you see the drop of land, and then there's like all this just wonderful green fields and farms, and you see robot farming equipment around them, and the glitter of all these little canal arms stretching out like a spider's web. There's a bunch of weird looking buildings clustered along the base of the hill, and there seems to be a bunch of cactus growing around there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, up on this part.
Yep.
Yeah, the part called the Cactus Patch.
Yep.
Lots of cactus and a bunch of weird half-made buildings that are missing roofs and walls and stuff.
All right.
From what you can tell from a distance. It's not all that big. I mean, like, it's only a couple miles across, so I mean, you can kind of see the other end of town. You're just not super clear vision unless you got something that allows to enhance your vision, like a robot that can zoom in telescopically and all that kind of shit.
Binoculars?
I'm gonna say no. I had
I got like binoculars. I got
the cybernetic thing on the mech suit. It lets you see from 20 to 200
Damn.
magnified. I
Yeah.
guess a zoom
That's
in.
impressive.
Oh, so you have a cybernetic eye.
Yeah.
You have the multi-optic eye.
Noise. I like that goggles, dude, and binoculars.
That's why you got some extra bonuses to shooting things and modern weapons combat, because you have a targeting reticule over your eye and stuff that helps you sight things.
And say macro lens from a 2 times to 20 times magnification with the 3-foot range. And I got a telescopic sight up to 6,000 feet.
That's pretty awesome.
And I got passive night vision up to 2,000 feet. And thermal imaging up to 2,000 feet.
So you're basically our scout.
Yeah.
Alright,
Alright.
and
I'm the muscle and the operator. And
What
you're the
are-
magic user.
what are you going to be doing?
Anyway, this is a slurp.
Ooh.
But this one is stuffed into a biker outfit.
Is
So
it
it
a
looks
tight
kinda
leather
silly.
jacket?
I'll like
I want to think
tight
it's a tight
and
leather
squishy.
jacket.
Yeah, yeah.
Like his arms
Classic
just, like, popping
50s
out.
kind of like look of bikers, you know, with the leather hat and the spiky shouldered leather jacket with the sleeves ripped off. It's real classic. They're from one of El Paso's biker gangs.
That's awesome.
Lovely.
And the chick with the black eye, she's just like leaned up against, you know, like the wall. She's just like doing some with her fingernails, kind of ignoring this guy as he walks up. If the slurp's looking at you, you can't tell it has no visible eyes.
Oh.
So that's the scene that you've walked up to. Okay, so you two walk into the Wilkes.
Okay.
Even though it's got the Wilkes sign, which would make you think you're walking into a laser weapons emporium, you don't really see much in the way of weapons. It looks like a little local general store. There's some shelves with some like locally made clothes, foods, all that kind of stuff you'd expect to find in the small towns. You know, a place where people go to shop.
Let me get some food. I haven't eaten
Your
yet.
character's hungry, yeah.
Yeah.
People do get hungry.
Yeah, I'll get some food.
There is a
Could always wait till we get to the inn. There's a big inn down the road.
there is a relatively plain-looking red-headed woman, a light kind of sandy red hair, not like a deep luscious red hair. Behind the sales counter, she's got a little name tag on that says Debbie. And she seems to be the only person running the place. There's no one in there shopping. It's just Deadsville, and she was just sweeping some stuff as you'll come in, and the bell goes off on the door, and she looks up at both y'all as you enter.
Can I take a quick perception check? Just look around the store, look for any cameras, maybe anything like weird. I know it's just a store, but just in case.
Make a
I
good.
mean, it's the hanging body in front of the store is kind of a dead giveaway. You want to scope
Got a
around.
19.
There is actually some audio equipment. You notice there's a curved mirror in the corners, both the back corners of the wall, and they're just the sort of concave mirrors that you want to hide a camera behind.
I see. All right, so we're being watched.
Alright.
Also, I mean, the door was an automatic sliding door. Like I said, there's no central power grid, but some individual buildings that have generators do have electricity.
Alright, I'll use my magic perception to see if I can find any magic items.
You're gonna nothing.
Not even like magic through the walls or anything.
No, you don't sense any magic within the building. The girl doesn't radiate magic. Nothing in the building radiates magic.
What should we ask her?
Hey, we thought this was a weapons depot, but doesn't really seem to be much of anything here.
Oh well, years ago, when the town was first founded, the owner tried to open up a Wilkes franchise off the Wilkes store in El Paso, but we weren't really getting enough sales, so we just converted the building over to a general store and general goods.
Nice. That's good to know.
Are you going to ask her about the body?
Yeah, I was right about to say, what about that man outside, the one hanging?
Oh, that's my boss, actually.
What happened to him?
Zamzex happened to him, and
Zamzex.
yeah, he's the leader of the Hella Riders. They've been running security for the Gun Girls. He, well, if you can't guess, he sort of killed my boss a week ago and hung him up, and everyone's too scared to do anything about it, so they're just leaving him up there.
What was the point of that? Why did he kill her boss? I ask.
I'm not exactly sure. It's probably something small and petty. Zamzax is a bit of a maniac.
Okay.
Can you tell us about the guy sleeping out front?
Oh, that's just Willenber. He's just the local drunk.
Willenber.
Don't mind him.
Alright, well, now we know Zamzax is the security of the Gun Girls.
Yeah, he's in charge of
And
the
has a
gang
temper.
called. Yeah, he's in charge of the gang called the Hell Riders. Apparently, he killed the manager of the Wilkes.
Since I'm off camera, can I have one? See,
They're not mine.
I was about to say, since I'm out of the scene right now, I don't know if this is like on a camera thing or not.
Oh, you are. You're always on camera.
Oh, I know, but I didn't know if it was like acceptable for a non-camera thing.
Ah, okay.
I don't know if it was like a wait until the break thing or not.
And let's see here, so there's that, and that. Is there absolutely anything you want from the store? Food?
Quick snack, and also we need to ask about. Yeah, I go up to the counter, put on some canned food, some shit, like one for you, one for me, one for him, and then I ask about the. Ask about where I could possibly find the girls in town selling vampire weapons.
Aren't they in the middle of town?
Oh yeah, they're yeah. God, you're here for that, of course. Yes, the Gun Girls. You can find them down at the Little Eden mini golf course. It's just past the Grand Old Lady.
Golf course. Gotcha. And I'd like to buy these this food. That's dope.
Okay. She does some tabulations on her little register. It's like, okay, that'll be 6 credits.
6 credits.
You can pay black market.
I could.
Okay. We prefer that. We don't really have much use for coalition credits here.
Okay. That's good to know.
Alright, and...
Now you can put
Hey,
snacks.
I tip her. I tip her to 10.
There's-
Just for the information. Just to get on your good side. She seems a little pissed at me.
It's like, okay, well, thank you.
Yep. Just 10 credits. No
Alright.
big deal.
And let's say we just roll back out.
Alright. Are you going to leave the body hanging there or just move
Can we
on?
take a look at it real quick?
Actually, you know what? I want to cut the body down.
Oh.
examine it.
You want to be careful with that? I mean, there might...
It will antagonize the Hell Riders.
Maybe. If they don't see us.
Right.
But it's also really callous and not a good person-y kind of thing to do. Just leave this guy just hanging there in public.
Yeah.
So this is one of those moments of like heroic inclination versus pragmatism of the mission.
We take the body down and let's see. Do we have a shovel or anything?
I have a.
He's good at digging, but he's trash.
Alright, you know what? I got a better idea. Just cut down the body, and let's say I just, I tell you to go quickly run up there and climb it down. Just cut it with a knife or
scurry
something.
up there and I get my pocket knife out, and it's a rope.
Yeah, he's just hanging from a rope from a beam on the little overhanging porch.
Oh,
Can I do a
easy cut?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, just cut it off real quick.
Can I take a quick look at what he's wearing? What he's anything?
Check his pockets and all that.
He's wearing what you would have kind of pictured as like your typical like Old West general store manager kind of outfit, just like a white shirt, slacks, shoes, like some sort of like worker's apron.
Did he look a little rotted?
Yeah, he's been up there for a week.
Fuck.
I mean, the smell is quite there.
Oh, I go up there and I'm like,
that's the first thing you notice as you even walked up to the place. Like I said, the Larmax passed out just a few feet away, and he's just snoozing in the midst of this fucking.
So he's fucking useless by now.
Why aren't you up here, Seth? This is disgusting.
I want to
slice it down and the body
just flops on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright,
slide down the pole.
I say, let's see. Who's better physical?
Man, it's probably me.
If it's so, then you're carrying the body.
Oh, jeez.
You also got the guy in the robot suit that's got a robotic strength of 40.
He's down the street.
Oh yeah, you're down the street.
Damn.
Alright, I got 21. What you got? Physical strength?
Physical strength. 17, I guess it's you.
So I'm gonna grab the body. I'm just gonna be dragging it down the street real quick.
Towards what?
I'm coming with him.
Towards the end.
Yeah.
Okay. So where he's at?
Yep.
I guess while I'm sitting there, I'm just posted up using, I
Okay.
guess, a radar detector on my jaw.
You're just playing with it.
Just, tweaking out, see if I can catch any frequency or anything.
You don't sense anything flying within range. There's nothing airborne.
Can you see us? Probably with his.
I'm gonna say my back's turned where I'm standing to get, because I gotta be directional. So I gotta be facing in the direction of the waves. Let's say my back's turned. I didn't see you guys walking up towards me.
You would notice that like your radio transceiver is lit up. There's like a lot of broadcast signals in the area, like ultra high frequency, so television type stuff.
Okay.
Because there is a really large transmitter on the top of the hill. So that's very obvious. You know what transmitter towers look like? Just big. Looks like a mile tall piece of scaffolding kind of thing with a light blinking on top.
Alright.
With guide wires holding it up.
Alright, so go up to him.
And then you also see either the human
laughing
with the black eye and the biker slug.
I want to use perception to see if this chick seems pissed off at the slug guy.
You wouldn't. They seem they're both dressed the same. They're just hanging out. They're part of the same gang.
I
guess
let's go inside.
Great conversation, I guess.
Okay, so you see them coming up, dragging this body.
Okay, I asked what happened. I guess I'd ask what happened.
That's a shopkeeper that got killed by the Hellraisers.
She's doing a good deed, trying to get it out of the way. It just looks it's an eyesore.
Yeah, we're just gonna be dragging it for a second until we find a spot to put it.
Okay.
Probably just throw it into some bushes, maybe. Because that's not. I mean, it's really not too. It's
I have a
really
better
out of the
idea.
way.
I have a better idea.
All right.
Just throw a body in the bushes.
Body bushes. Josh's eyes went up and looked just straight and dead, like what?
Okay.
What the hell are we gonna do with this dead body other than
We're gonna hold on to it for a second, okay? I got an idea.
Say
I got
so.
a plan.
You're the one lugging it. Not
I
me.
guess we're gonna have to discuss where we're gonna bury the body and put it before we walk into this hotel, because nobody wants to walk into a hotel with a body that's been hanging in front of the building in the same town for over a week.
I'm holding on to it.
Nice.
I'm going into the
Okay,
hotel
you're
with
going
it.
in?
Why?
Okay.
The girl doing her nails with the black eye kind of comes up to the edge of port. It's like, what on earth are y'all boys doing? Zamzex ain't going to be happy about this.
See inside?
No, he's probably down at the bar right now, I guess.
Which bar?
Yeah.
The Little Even Cantina. It's the only real bar in town aside from the liquor they sell here at the hotel.
Can you point us in the direction?
Huh?
Can you point us in the direction of the bar?
Yeah, the cantina. Just go down here to the end of the block, past the golf course, and make a left. It's over there on the south side of town, past the church.
How unhappy are we talking?
What do you mean unhappy? Huh?
Zach should be unhappy.
If he killed this guy and then hung him up, and
It's up
the
there for a
front of
reason.
town
We
pretty
just
much show
took him
everyone
down.
that he did this,
Well, he doesn't know that we
then
did
pretty
it
much
yet.
we're challenging him by taking it down, and I'm pretty much going to bring it up to him and throw it at him, so.
You fucking moron. Well, good luck.
I mean,
if we take out one piece of security,
if we're able to
then
get the
the gun
security
girls
away
kind of
from
go
the-
a little
Exactly.
weakened. If we
And
take care
not-
of the security, we
not-
take care of the muscle. We get.
We can also make it to where we become the muscle or security for the gun girls, making it to where we're even closer in.
You're
get
with
in-
us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is officially with us now. I'm going to make him carry the body in
Yeah,
a second.
we're all back in the group.
I'll let you throw it too. I'm sure you
Nice.
get
You
that
in the
good
front?
throw in.
Like I got the mech suit, so I'll throw it.
Alright.
I'm hanging back. I don't think I want to get too involved in.
You just go down.
I guess
and
I'll
kill
scope it out
him,
as
like,
we're
just like, the fuck's
as we're
going on.
walking down. I guess to the cantina. We'll talk about how we're gonna go about this. We'll scope it out for the outside before we go in.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you're not gonna go into the hotel. You're gonna just keep on going past, right?
We got a waypoint. I think we're gonna stop off at the hotel before we break off next day for the gun show.
Alright.
Well, I mean, there's no
Well,
gun show. They're
alright.
just in town selling guns.
Oh, okay.
People are
Even
waiting.
better. Even better. We're just here.
So
get
I go- we go
information.
to-
You don't want to talk to the lady at all, ask her anything about what's up with her and her faction? Or
Yeah,
you just
I'm
go
gonna
like,
quickly talk to her about what happened to her eye.
Mm.
Because there's must be a reason she has a black eye. I know she's a biker chick, but still.
yeah,
What's your name, bro?
What's your name?
I should have sass talked Mr. Green. It's my own fault. Don't worry about it. Mind your own goddamn business. And she huffs and storms into the fucking hotel. The slurp just kind of makes a kind of shrugging, gurgling noise, and just kind of just goes back to just standing around looking around. You assume because you can't see his eyes.
My trans needs to be on to translate.
He just made a noise, and you may
It's
not
more
have
like a
slurp as a program language.
Yeah.
You just make a.
Pretty much like a gurgling.
I don't know. Kind of thing.
I don't know what that means either.
But yeah, she seemed touchy that you brought up the black eye. And she mentioned something about she should have
Mr.
sass talked Mr. Green.
Which a giant slurmy guy is, I'm sure he's green.
Yeah, but that might not be Mr. Green.
Oh. Alright, I want to look at him. Are you Mr. Green? Use intimidation. They got to roll.
I can also use intimidation.
Alright, he's in a big mech suit. Let's him use it.
I'm standing right
He
behind
speaks
him.
telepathically, so you hear his voice in your head is like, they call me the Blob.
Blob.
I
Okay.
can understand.
Also,
why.
yeah, there's a bunch of like motorcycles out in front of the building too. I
So
forgot to
it's
mention.
populated inside that hotel.
Yeah.
We don't want
Yeah,
to take
yeah.
trouble.
Alright. Want to just go down to the bar?
Yep.
Okay.
Get into a
Well, before you
gunfight.
get to the road where you can turn to head down to the cantina, you will pass the entrance to the mini golf course.
Hey, this
That's
is
in the
the
middle of
course.
town. It's right past the hotel. There is a little pulled, old-fashioned, quaint, medieval, horse-drawn carriage-looking thing right there in the entranceway that's got its own lit-up sign saying "Mad Maggie's Gun Girls," and the fronts pop down. There's a bunch of weird-looking weapons arranged out on the counter, and behind it, and sitting inside of the carriage, you see one of these extremely hot gun girls, just like this oozing sexuality, just perfect curves, wearing, like I said, like a Daisy Duke kind of outfit, you know, like
And
this
voluptuous.
cleavage pushing out. She's got darker red hair, and
really
she
good.
has a name tag that says Lucille.
That's
You don't necessarily have to stop and talk to her, but that's what you see before you get to the turn.
What I think we should do is let you go off and look at the guns, because you can actually take a better look at them.
And then you
and
two.
us two go to the bar, because he's also not going to any fights without his armor.
And I also can't be wooed by chicks.
Yeah.
Because they're not attractive to me.
Exactly.
They might like me because I'm golden retriever.
Exactly, you might get some pets and some love.
Mhm.
Take it.
Like dogs and humans, like dogs can appreciate human beauty, humans can appreciate dog beauty. It's not necessarily a sexualized version of that, but if you look at a good-looking dog, you know that's a good-looking dog. It doesn't mean you want to fuck it.
Exactly.
Kind of the
True.
same thing, and
Kill
dogs
the
can
wag doesn't mean
appreciate
you have to
good-looking
rock it.
humans in the same way. It doesn't mean they want to fuck us, although some dogs do.
Interesting.
Dogs are fucking nuts.
Don't fuck them. Alright, but yeah, we're gonna send a dog boy off here to go.
Hendrix.
I know.
Got a name.
I know. I know you got a name. I'm gonna send dog boy because I'm gonna let you go off and be a dog for a minute.
Disrespect.
Go sniff around, see what you can find in that silver department.
Sounds good.
And me and him are gonna go down to the bar real quick and just hassle up some fun.
Hopefully I have enough money to buy something small and inexpensive, just so I can see if I can trace it or whatever.
Yeah, if you need more, just come down to the bar and we'll give you cash.
I got a notebook too, so I can write down stuff.
I guess when we get to the bar, we can sit down and have a shot before you fuck shit up.
Yeah. I don't know.
Might as well get something to drink before you.
We might walk in there and instantaneously everyone just stops and looks at us.
As soon as we got a dead body, yeah.
Right, and just dragging a like half decayed
Just
dead
throw it on
body.
the ground and be
So
like,
we'll just park it outside, put the body out by the door, walk in, take a shot, walk back out, grab the body, come back in and throw it.
yeah. Well,
All that extra for no reason.
I mean, we could always just go
what
and
exactly are
grab
you
a drink.
guys trying to accomplish here? Because this sounds like
If
you're
we can
starting trouble.
out dick measure the other guys.
You mean this maniacal?
In that case, if we just go in and sit
Alright,
down
so
and
all
request a
we
drink
know
if we
right
got
now
big dick
is
energy.
it's a biker gang, and that means that
Don't fuck with them.
And
You bring
there's
their bikes to
there's
pull
no
up.
glitter boy in front of this place. That's in front of the inn. So there's
That's at the
no,
hotel.
there's no glitter
That's at the
boy.
hotel. Yeah, the glitter
Yeah.
boy's at the hotel. So,
So there might be bikers, there might be some basic weapons, there might be a little bit of mega damage weapons, but he can take some mega damage and I can take some mega damage, and we should be okay. Sorry if I was throwing that in your face.
Don't get yourself killed, man.
No, that's
That's
the
what I
plan.
tell him.
I mean, I can just use my
My guy's a
regular
little-
Bronx and just blow up the bar and be like, alright, I'm out.
I'm not.
All right.
You guys have a good
we also got to
time.
remember this is also a small town. We don't want to just go in causing random havoc.
Really don't.
Like the buildings are not generally do not seem to be made out of mega damage materials. Any minor firefight can cause tremendous amounts of damage to these people.
Just talk,
So-
guys. Just talk.
Just a small little quiet town of farmers in the middle of the desert.
All
I don't
I'm
know.
trying to
I like
say-
the idea of just going there and fucking shit up, but at the same time,
Oh,
we also gotta.
what I'm saying is,
So
it
Dan
is an
did
old
say,
western.
like I said, you got
Let's
like
have
a
fun
mission
with this.
summary up here.
Yeah, your IQ's 11, so I'm pretty sure that's something your dumbass would do. So.
IQ 11 is an average human intelligence. None of y'all are dumb. You're just
IQ
like sitting on an IQ of
You're
22,
dumb.
so you feel everyone's dumb.
Yep.
It's like you get to pretend to be me for a while.
Sometimes.
Alright,
You're dumb.
and so, are we gonna do his gun experience, or are we gonna go down to the bar?
We can knock that out real quick, and then like as I'm doing that, I just see like maybe some commotion going on down there. But I just have a few things to.
Well, they're going to be out of eyesight by the time they get to this, but you are going to separate off and have him go up to the counter and
Yeah.
talk.
Mhm.
Okay.
Once you're done with what you need to, pretty much run to the bar.
Okay.
All right. So, Hendrix, you
Yeah.
approach this beautiful human woman with the Lucille on her name tag.
Tongues out,
At-
breathing heavy.
Yeah, I'm panting, but I'm not breathing at that.
As you walk up, I need you to save versus magic, and you have to beat a 15.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any bonuses to save versus magic?
Which
Look under your bonuses. They're not attached to that. Does it say
Yeah.
anything plus magic?
plus 4 versus
All right,
magic?
we'll roll and add a 4 and beat a 15.
Come on, baby.
Higher than 15. No. Okay. You are under the effects of a charm spell.
Gosh.
Damn.
Do I feel it?
Son.
No, you won't really realize it
My
until you
tail
walk
starts
away.
wagging involuntarily.
Well, let me describe how this works. Now that I've lost the page I had it on.
How do you fuck it up, Mikey?
I didn't fuck
Roll-
it up.
roll
That's
the- roll the bad
just
dice,
part
man.
of the deal, man.
Just messing with you.
We'll be fine. I picked the wrong one.
The charm spell can influence any intelligent creature. The spell's victim falls under the immediate influence of the spellcaster. He will believe everything the mage tells him, trust the spellcaster as if he were a trustworthy friend, and does his best to please, help, assist, or protect him, and will answer any questions asked by the spellcaster truthfully and with as much detail as requested. Note that other than perceiving the spellcaster as his best and favorite friend, whom he is anxious to please, the charmed individual will not do anything that is contrary to his alignment or character.
So now we have a possible loose end.
So if they ask you to work with vampires, you should be like, hey.
Well, hey, honey, what you doing? How can I help you? Welcome to the Gum Girls.
I'm a little excited, I'd say.
You're tired of it. You're like, oh, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I mean, as note, she does have a physical beauty score of 20.
Okay.
I'm kind of stuttering and muttering. I say, hey, I was wondering if I could get a little peek at your weapons here, ma'am.
Well, certainly, that's what we're here to sell. What can I interest you in today?
Well, I was looking for something that could possibly pack a punch against some vampires that I don't fancy myself.
I wouldn't necessarily say our weapons are any more particularly effective against vampires than any normal mega damage weaponry.
Anything portable?
You know what she has on display? She has some wrist blasters on display that look like that, and then a couple of these blood rifles that look like that.
Oh, shit.
Don't read too much, just look at the pictures.
Okay.
They look cool.
Wrist blaster.
How much for those, would you say? And can I take a perception check again on them? On either? I think you just pass them. Just like...
You're just looking right now.
Okay.
And remember, you actually have a skill for that to use. They're selling the wrist blasters for 50,000 credits each. The rifles go for 90,000 credits each, although if you buy in bulk for large sales, there is a discount per unit. So like say you bought a whole bunch of wrist blasters, you'd only be paying 35,000 credits each instead of 50,000 each.
I say with a hardly noticeable smile from my dog-eat maw that I'm a little curious as to where you found these. These are pretty interesting. I've never seen anything like this.
No, we didn't find these. We get these from a special retailer that we have contracts with.
A little hush hush.
Well, of course, honey. We don't want to give away our trade secrets. Why are you so curious about this?
Oh, shit. Is she pressing me?
She's asking you casually, why are you so curious about this, but you're under the effects of a charm spell.
You gotta answer it honestly.
So we're about to see what kind of...
detail.
Can he read... What kind of role-playing are we about to have here?
What would Dog Boy say? What would Henry say? Everything?
No, remember, you are smart.
Okay, right.
You do have the high IQ. You may not really realize you're as smart as you are, but your character is really fucking smart.
I kind of gaze at her in the eyes and a little nervously, and I say, I'm just a little fascinated. And when I say fascinated, I gaze at her cleavage a little too noticeably.
That's not answering honestly. Remember, you have to answer honestly.
That perception spell.
What kind of information do you think I'd leak?
Let's read
all
this
of it,
thing
dude.
again.
You'll probably leak the majority of
you believe you're automatically inclined to believe everything she tells you. You feel inclined to trust her as if she was a trustworthy friend, and you want to do your best to please help or assist her. And you will answer any questions asked truthfully and with as much detail as requested.
What did she ask?
What did she ask?
What
exactly are you interested?
Why am I so interested in these guns?
And why are you interested in where the guns come from?
Do I have to tell her that I'm sort of working for
highly
Sundance
intelligent mechanic?
Oh yeah. I'm a very highly I'm trying to be a flirty. I'm a very highly intelligent mechanic, and damn it. What
you have to be truthful.
I'm just
here with some friends.
You're here to talk to the gun girls.
In my swaggy gang, and
why are you interested?
Why am I interested?
You're interested because that's your job. It's to find out.
Interrogated right now.
I'm just here to, let's see. Well, my agenda right now is to help Sundance discover the name of manufacturer. So I just need to discover. Oh, so I'm just trying to look. I'm looking to see how you guys are smuggling into these beautiful weapons into this place. Do I have to mention his name? For a good.
Honestly and truthfully, with as much detail as requested. She didn't request that kind of detail, so you could potentially leave it out. She just wants to know why you want to know.
I'm just a little interested in buying some heavy artillery, so to speak.
That's not an honest answer.
No? Damn it, what would be an honest answer?
It'd be, I'm looking for a manufacturer of these blood-fueled utility weapons, and the name of it is fascinating to me. I have a supplier trying to get me to look for them and find out who made them. And
yep, yeah, I get that.
I'd say the simplest way to phrase that is that, oh, I'm being paid to find out who's making them.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Say that right to her face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, interesting.
Oh shit! Please don't.
Were you planning on making any purchases?
I was thinking about it. These are some nice weapons. Maybe I'll buy in bulk if you cut me a deal.
Okay, well, do you even have the kind of credits needed to buy in bulk?
No.
Okay, well, perhaps if you'd like to come by tomorrow morning, I could set you up a meeting with Olivia. She's the one that deals with our larger sales, shall we say. She might be able to help you a bit more with
Olivia.
With your inquiries.
Thank you so much. And then I nervously walk away like an idiot.
Thank you.
Really
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Charm spell doesn't last forever too, and as you walk away, you kind of start to like, wait, what the hell just happened?
I look at her face and I'm just like, thank you, and you're beautiful. And then I turn around.
Okay.
the most beautiful one I've ever seen.
Yeah, I say that eventually, essentially.
So y'all have turned left, crossed over the canal, and are heading south. Down the street that leads past this really big church that's got a big sign that says the Blood of Christ Church. There are some people more kind of out and about in this area. Some people like this going, looks like they're heading off to the fields or coming back in from the fields. There's a couple people out in front of the church at the main entrance, and just past the church a few more buildings down is the little tiny dusty sign that says the Little Eden Cantina.
And I'm like 15.
You're back. I'm dealing with them right now.
Let's see. We need to... I'm kind of questioning what's going on with Blood of Christ Church. Can I use my vampiric powers to see if there's any vampires nearby?
There is a vampire somewhere in this area of the town. You do sense a vampire's presence. You can't tell exactly where, but somewhere within 1,000 feet of you, which is still like something like a quarter of a mile.
Yeah.
But you didn't sense it until you crossed the canal.
So,
Alright, so it's on that side of the canal.
Yeah, and it's daytime still, so it's not as active of a presence.
It's gonna be indoors. Does the closer we get,
you wouldn't even know this.
I know, but the closer we get, does that?
No, he's just a general sense that somewhere within 1,000 feet is a vampire, but it's not like a range finder.
Okay.
Alright, can I... Let's see. Alright, so let's say you have the butter right now. I hand it to you while we're walking.
Okay.
Just drop it next to the church for a second. Let's go inside.
Okay.
Are the doors big enough for the mech suit to come in?
No.
Can he leave his mech suit without someone else being able to steal it? Or potentially?
You can always step out of it. It's code locked. I mean, it's not just gonna let anyone step into it and pick and pile it off of it.
Make sure it wasn't gonna be like a Fallout 4 suit where it just pops out, and you jump in and just.
It does kind of operate like that, where it opens up enough that you can step out of it. But it doesn't not anyone can just step into the thing and turn it on. It's got passwords and all that other kind of shit coded to him.
I guess if I gotta step out of the mech suit, I guess I'll slap in the vibro knife in a pocket and conceal the NGS 56 pistol. I guess conceal that.
Alright.
Before we go into the church.
All right. The at the front of the church entrance, there's a couple of local peasant types, and they're talking to a tall, not great looking guy, but not ugly either, but kind of tough and looks like he's able to handle himself in a fight. He's wearing a real light kind of MDC body armor, but not the kinds that are all plated, but just looks like just some combat fatigues, but made out of heavy Kevlar and kind of shit like that. Right. And he's got a gun on one hip and a big old crucifix around his neck hanging out real openly. And he eyeballs y'all as you come up. Can I help you, friends?
So we know he has a cross, so he doesn't fuck with vampires. So.
No. Yeah, so we know at least he is not a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, can we go up to him and ask him about the gun girls real quick?
Oh, we wish they'd leave town, but there's really not much we can do about them with all the firepower that they pack, and of course with all these other gangs in town. with the firepower that they bring, yeah, we're just keeping our heads down and hoping that they move along before anyone else gets killed.
By any chance, do you know what town they were in before they came to this one?
Oh, no idea. They just popped up out of the desert one day, coming down the ley line, and then they rode in and just parked themselves right on top of our mini golf course. One of them seems to have gotten her claws into our mayor, King Chewy. His damn glitter boys just been parked out in front of the grand old lady for weeks now, not doing anything, and all he does is spend all his time in his room with her.
Oh.
Sent all the king's posse out to Fort Overlook, so we lost our security force basically because they're under orders to stay out there. And of course they're a bunch of dog boys, so they're just going to do whatever King Chewy tells them and not question it. And so now we got Zamzek and his Hell Riders now basically acting like they're the police here, and they're also the ones that causing most of the trouble. We here at the Blood of Christ Church, we try to keep the community safe as best as we can, but our whole thing is protecting us from the threat and scourge of vampires.
Do the Zamzaks themselves have a place where they go?
They've been at the bar.
Like a headquarters, some shit?
His gang's scattered out all over the town. Zamzex himself, I believe, he took over the house of the manager of the Wilkes after he killed him. Took his keys off of him and just went and just is squatting in his home. Maybe some of his other gangs. But you can find Zamzex and his people all over the place. Dead Orc is always up there at the TV station up on the side of the hill. Generally, Zamzex, if you do find him at the cantina, he'll be traveling around with his killhound Ragu, and he's got a grackle-tooth warrior by the name of Macbeth. And then they also got a sty stalker woman, but she seems to like hanging out with the gun girls, and most of the time you'll find her back further up into the golf course, hanging out with their security chick.
Speaking of the gun girls, when I'm walking back to the
You're not there yet, so it's still just these two.
Do I ever really realize what just happened? Like I just got charmed. Do I ever figure that out?
No, but you kind of, like I said, it's up to you to be familiar with your character's abilities, and seeing that you did just get magically charmed by something, you never thought to use any of all the big long list of natural abilities that come with dog boys when it comes to sensing and
sense psychic and magic energy, sense supernatural beings, identify type, track by scent.
But you were never trained for any of that shit. You've spent your whole life in a mechanics bay,
it's just a possibility.
It's like it makes sense that it maybe didn't occur to you to like, what's up with this? Oh,
Hello.
yes. Hello, nurse.
How you doing?
Hello, demon nurse.
Voluptuous.
Let's see here.
Can we sense any demons in them nearby?
Hmm?
Do you have a...
Yeah, can I
sense any
use the
demons?
magic or anything? No? No magic, or, yeah.
Well, like I said, you're like right here in front of where you are at the church. If you're to, there are presence of some magic items on the guy you're talking to.
That makes sense.
The gun on his hip is actually glowing as if it's got like a magic aura and stuff. Maybe it's one of those Techno-Wizard water pistols. After all, he was just saying that the church's whole thing is protecting the town from vampires. They're not equipped to deal with having 5 major gangs all parked in town.
Maybe silver bullets or something. That lady in the junkyard had some for sale, so they could be silver bullets.
Yeah, they could, or, I don't know, it'd most likely be a more magic weapon, because it said the weapon was glowing, not the bullet.
Do y'all introduce yourselves or ask this guy his name?
Yes,
Yeah.
we go. I'm Sethos, and this is Lex. We're here looking around for parts and other things.
I'm Dan Burrows. I'm in charge of security here for the church. If there's any more like specific church-related issues, you'd want to talk to Father Arcane. He's our pastor here for our little community.
And where's Father Arcane?
Oh, right now I'm not sure exactly. He's probably off talking with Tom Laughlin, making plans for this weekend's wedding. Arcane's daughter and Tom Laughlin's son are going to be getting hitched this Sunday. It's a big event. Laughlin runs the biggest farm, and well, you know, Arcane obviously he's got a heavy and esteemed presence here in the community as being the leader of our little church that has been keeping us safe and vampire free for 5 years now. It's been 3 years since anyone has sighted or we've had any sort of vampire attack at all.
That's quite interesting. On my way in here, I actually felt like I could sense a vampire.
Wow, that's odd. because like I said, we've been keeping track. No one's reported any sightings, no weird wolves. We haven't seen any chupacabras, no strange mists, no missing bodies, nobody getting slowly sick and anemic over time. We've been keeping a pretty clear record. The Blood of Christ Church, ever since they started spreading out of Arizona, has done a pretty damn good job of protecting the communities that have been adopting this faith.
Anybody around here seem suspicious or just off?
No, from our own population and church members, no. We're a pretty tight-knit community. Everyone knows each other. Can't speak to all the gangs that are in town. That one feller, they call him Night Hunter, and he's hanging out up at the bathhouse at the cactus patch. He ain't no vampire, but he ain't alive either. That dude's scary, and everyone pretty much stays away from here. I feel real sorry for the girls who got to work up there. He and Zamzex have probably been the two deadliest people in town these last few weeks, and apparently he's waiting to get a shipment from the gun girls, and hopefully him and his buddies with the hammer will leave.
Interesting. Well, thank you very much. By any chance, do y'all have a way of burying this body for us?
You cut down Mr. Rivers, the manager. Well,
Out of good faith.
it's a bold move, I'll say that. Zamzex is probably going to come looking for you as soon as he finds out you did this. But I must say, it's about damn time somebody around here did something about this. So, if you want to bring him back up in here, we can take him around the back. We got a little mortuary. We can get him in the ground. Nice. Quick, I can get a couple boys together. We got some space for him.
All right, perfect. You want to quickly run out back and grab him?
Yeah, I'll grab back and grab the body.
Okay. All right. Well, I assume that y'all were bringing the body with y'all.
Oh, that's what I left it outside.
We didn't go
left outside of where?
We didn't go inside the
church.
Oh, well, you haven't gone inside the church yet. You're still gone up to the doors, and they're just standing outside the doors, and you've been having a chat. You haven't gone in yet.
I re-pick up the body then.
Okay.
Drop it. Oh, okay.
Well, he leads you around outside because he doesn't want to just have you all bringing a weak, dead fucking corpse to the middle of the church. So, and I guess you're still going to be in your armor if you're carrying it.
Hold it like a maiden.
Okay.
That's just slung over the
Yeah, slung over the shoulder.
As they're going around the building towards the back end, that's as you come up and see them. So now you've rejoined the group.
Nice.
All right. And,
do you want to tell them about your experience and vice versa?
Yeah, in detail. I mention what I said, what she said, and I don't know that I was charmed, so I'm just going to say that she seemed really friendly. And she
I felt overcome with just this urge to just tell her everything.
She was so nice. And she told me that we could probably meet with an Olivia tomorrow. Around what time?
She said morning.
In the morning.
Come by tomorrow morning. Maybe you can talk to Olivia.
And we can talk to Olivia about buying in bulk, perhaps.
fascinating.
They're pretty expensive weapons, but they look pretty...
With my magic perception, can I see any residual magic off him, or no?
No, he wouldn't have, it doesn't work he wouldn't have dragged any of that. The spell's long since dissipated. It only lasts a minute or so, depending on the level of the spell.
And I still trust her somewhat.
Yeah.
No. It doesn't occur to you. It's not like a D&D charm spell where the second it's off, the person becomes hostile. As long as nothing was said or done that would jar you into realizing that you're under the effect of a spell, would your character realize he was under the effect of a spell during that time?
I'm sure lucky guy just thought, wow.
But you're just like, really wow, my God, she was just so fucking I just couldn't hold anything back.
My little doggy cheeks were blushing.
So now you know that he told one of the people working there that y'all are in town
looking for it.
Looking to know who the weapon manufacturer is on purpose. But she didn't ask you about companions, so she doesn't necessarily know that you're working with these guys yet.
So she knows you're on the grid, but
she doesn't know that we're with you.
Yeah.
Alright. We're going to ask you to try to keep a little distance, keep with us, but stay 15, 20 feet behind. Just make sure if anyone's ever keeping an eye on us that they'll only be noticing you and they won't be noticing us.
High alert?
High alert.
Gotcha.
Okay. Alright.
No radios, huh? Still no radios? I can't contact you guys if...
No, after getting the body...
You're only a couple feet away. See something, just run.
Alright.
Okay, well after getting the body situated, and then Dan Burrows gets a couple of the people working with the church to deal with putting it in a coffin and getting it cleaned up and all that kind of stuff. He tells y'all that at 7 o'clock, right at sundown, evening church services will be beginning if y'all want to attend. Other than that, you don't have to wait around if you want to speak to anyone like Father Arcane because he's not here yet.
We'll come back at 7 to talk to Father Arcane after church services.
Okay.
Alright.
Isn't it a little funny how the father of the church kind of helps get rid of vampires? You know how they make sure there's no vampires around, but there's only one vampire in town. Doesn't it take a vampire to like sniff out a vampire?
No, because he's not a vampire and he can sniff out vampires.
I know, but
yeah, vampire versus vampire kind of shit. Yeah.
Did I mention Sundance to her?
No.
No, you did not mention your employer. You just mentioned that it's your job to find out. You're being paid to find out.
Alright, so that's pretty slick of me.
Yeah.
No names.
Oh, it's pretty slick of me since I summed that up for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, not the best role player.
Trying to take the salad of stuff you were saying, like, let me condense this down to the bare minimum.
Simply said, no.
Okay, well, what time is it? 2:13.
Holy shit, we've been playing for a minute. Oh
yeah,
god.
it takes a while.
I didn't realize I'm playing
just
this long.
raw exploration, not just a bunch of random combat encounters.
No, this is just going to a couple places.
I guess,
Go to the bar next round.
yeah, you're gonna head on down to the cantina.
Nice.
In front of the cantina, there is a couple of humans, also wearing kind of biker outfits, but very different looking from the bikers you saw in front of the hotel. And there's a young Apache teenage kid with them, and they're all picking on a Psyx alien, which basically looks like your classic gray alien, with the big head, the big eyes. They're not super common, but they are known in southern Texas and in parts of New Mexico and stuff. And yeah, they're like picking on him, making fun of him, giving him shit as he's trying to leave the bar. Like they're just saying like a bunch of this nasty racist shit and like throwing cans at him. And this like teenage Apache kid's like getting in on it. But it's mainly the two older gangsters who are behind it. But it's like this kid's like falling in with them kind of.
I don't fuck with aliens, so I just kind of overlooked that.
Yeah.
That's on you too.
Alright,
I got nothing on me, so I can't.
Get the fuck out of here, you alien scum! Yeah! This is a humans only town now, motherfucker! Kind of shit going on. And then the kid's like, yeah!
punch the kid in the face. No.
I don't
I'm
give a
just waiting
shit
for the
that
alien to
so
get through,
it's
and
not
then I
me.
want to meet up with him, like after, like across the street or something.
Okay. Because like I said, you're like, this is as you're coming up within eyesight of the bar. It's not like you're right at the entrance when this is happening. So like, yeah, you...
And just meet up with him once he gets past all
Okay.
that bullshit.
Well, like the Psyx aliens don't walk; they slightly float, slightly above the ground, a little bit.
Alright, well.
And he's just like wearing just regular civilian clothes, no armor or anything. He's got this hat that's kind of terribly stretched on top of his head as best he can, just a baseball cap.
Can I sniff it? Do I pick up on anything?
You smell the presence, like he is some sort of psychic, but he's not. He doesn't radiate magic in any way. It does not come across as supernatural. It's a normal life form of whatever their origin is.
Alright. Can I talk to him and just see what he's doing in this town? Just see what's up?
Okay, well, his name is Trotsky. He's just one of the locals. Does like the minor repair work and stuff for some of the farmers, but he's not part of the pump operators, who seem to be like the main mechanics that keep the town running. But they're all associated, obviously, with the water canals and the maintenance of the aquifer and all that kind of shit. And he was just trying to go home after having a drink, and these damn guys from the Hammer who rolled into town a couple weeks ago, one of the many biker gangs, they've been harassing the non-humans non-stop. They seem to have been recruiting poor little Tree, which is one of the Apache boys who lives in town. And yeah, they've just been causing a minor ruckus. They haven't been hurting anybody, but they're racist as fuck. So, yeah.
Alright,
So they're kind of a bitch.
then I'm gonna say thank you, man. I hope you get home safe. We're gonna go into this bar real quick. And as I'm heading up, I want to use the fear spell I have.
Ooh.
Are the doors big enough for the mech suit?
Yes, just barely.
Alright,
It's like a
cool.
saloon. Most of the doors kind of open and it just got those little saloon swinging gate things, but it's not like a sealed door of any sort.
I'm gonna say, because if you want to go in there,
but you're not going to have much of it in the way of any kind of like room to move. It's like there's tables and a low ceiling. You're just kind of
walk in and stand in the doorway.
And just fill the doorway with robot. So
yeah,
I can tear that building down. I use that as intimidation.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use the fear for 4 PPE.
Okay, and let's see what the exact effects of the fear spell are. What level of spell is that? Fear, here we go. Gives you a horror factor of 16. Creates a sensation of fear over a particular area of 20 feet. Basically, like, most of the entrance of the bar. The spellcaster can place the enchantment on an area occupied with people or an area that is not physically occupied. Oh, you can, like, create, like, an aura of fear in a whole area. You choose what that area is. So that it can either be some place that people aren't in, and as they try to enter that area, they're overcome with the fear, or you can like project it into a place where there already are people. So as you're going in the door, you can project it upon all the people in the bar.
Basically. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, once we go through the door, I'm going to use the fear to project towards... And
it will last for 2 minutes because of your level of experience.
Alright.
When it wears off, is it just like nothing anymore?
I still have a 50% intimidate / impress.
Nice.
And anyone who all the people in the bar who fail the roll are washed with terror and will be momentarily stunned, and they will lose initiative in a melee attack if there is a fight.
I can't use intimidation, can I? I can't find it.
It would be under like skills down there and stuff. Sorry, dude.
Very cool. Intimidation.
Yeah, no, intimidation's not here, so I can't back you up on that.
That's cool, man. Like, still got a mech suit. That's intimidating enough.
Yeah, but if I gotta walk into the bar, I'm gonna have to.
Dude,
punch out of the mech suit.
But you're going in first, right?
Yeah, I'm going in, and
so it's almost like a western scene. It's this quiet, dim little cantina, tables. Sundance is sitting by himself in a booth in one corner. In another corner, there's a dude who looks like a fucking zombie wearing juicer body armor. In another corner, you see a guy wearing some sort of weird bone body armor with spiky hair coming out of the back of it, sitting at a table in the center. He's also got a large, heavily muscular Rottweiler type dog boy who's basically like if turn Arnold Schwarzenegger's body frame but give him a Rottweiler's head. That's sitting at this guy's table, as well as a Grackltooth, which are one of these really large lizard guys.
Okay, so this play has heat in it then.
Yeah. That's the scene. You step into the doors, this wave of fear emanating out of you, and all the bar freezes and looks at you, and that's where we're going to end until next week. Everyone have a good one, and we will see you for the second session of RIFTS, the Minion War, Lone Star, our very first adventure, which is called Gun Barrel Highway.
To be continued.
Dun dun.